Hello, welcome to this weather update. Before I get started, just want to say it's going to be a really brutal week. It's going to be very difficult for me. I wanted to show you a picture of the air conditioner they gave me. This little tiny air conditioner. It's only 5,000 BTU, and you see that's the ruler there. So it's just a little over a foot wide, and it's just, I mean, if it's not hot out, it'll be okay. But when it gets like it's going to be for the next couple of days, it's not going to get below 80 in here. My apartment is about 250 square foot, so I need a 7,000 BTU, and they had was 5,000 BTU, and they know I can't deal with the heat. They know this. This is unfortunate. I'm not saying I'm ungrateful. I'm grateful to have something, but air conditioning is a necessity in our climate, and we need adequate air conditioning. And disabled people, especially people who can't handle the heat, should be getting adequate air conditioning units. And this is pathetic. It wasn't even a new unit either. So, it's just going to be very difficult for me. So I'm going to try to update you as the heat goes on. But you have to understand, I'm probably not going to be home very much the next couple of days because it's going to be very hot in here. And yes, I have to leave the air conditioner on because otherwise it'll really get hot in here. And that compressor, because it's a smaller unit than it's needed, that compressor is going constantly. But they look at it as, well, that's all we have. But really, it's actually costing them more in electric because it's such a small AC that compressor is always going. So, again, this is just another great way that disabled people are treated in New York State. But anyway, let's get to this weather update. Again, I don't want to be ungrateful for anything, but I'm saying that really they know how bad it is with the heat and how tough it is for people, and they should have done better. That's all I'm saying. And next year I got to have a bigger AC. I may have to get a friend or a relative to help buy me one if they won't give me one. So, anyway, let's get to this weather update. All right, so let's go and look at the Weather Service's conditions right now around our area. Before I get started, we have a heat advisory and an excessive heat warning for certain areas. So, heat advisory is in effect for our area, and that is from, according to this, Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Wednesday. So yes, we have this heat advisory in effect. So heat index values are going to get at or near 100 degrees. We have these high temperatures, and we also have the air quality alert in effect as well. So let's take a look and see what's been going on across the area today as we go through this heat wave here. Hopefully the last one of this really miserable summer. 78 degrees right now at Farmingdale, so it's staying warm through the night. 70-degree dew point, and what did it hit at Farmingdale today? It hit 88 degrees, so it's pretty warm, pretty uncomfortable, and you couple that in with the dew points, and it feels like it's in the mid-90s. And if we go ahead and we look further out east, and we go and look at, probably won't be much of a change. We'll go and look at West Hampton, so 76 right now, and yeah, they hit 88 as well, and the humidity dew points hovering around 70 degrees. All right, it's going to get a lot worse tomorrow, though. All right, so we'll go ahead and look at the city. And 86, see, it's holding on to the heat there. Actually, this is LaGuardia. But, yeah, let's go to LaGuardia. 86, so that's always the warm spot in the city. Dew point 70. Let's see what LaGuardia hit. So LaGuardia hit 91 degrees. So, yeah, they were probably the hot spots. The city was probably around 90. But, we haven't gotten to Toms River yet. And Toms River was really hot today. It's still 81 in Toms River. And look at the dew point in Toms River. 76-degree dew point. So it's already a lot more humid in Toms River than it is anywhere else. Let's see what they hit today. So they hit 93 degrees. And look at that dew point went up to 76. So that is really, really uncomfortable air. And again, this is why, for the folks like me who can't deal with the heat, Toms River is really not a place I could ever survive in the summer unless I had my own personal car, because you wouldn't be able to walk around in that kind of weather for very long without fainting, at least somebody like me. All right, and their forecast doesn't look, I think they'll make a run at 90 or get close to it for sure. So let's go over to Ventusky. Let's take a look at Ventusky, and we're going to actually take a look at the forecast from this, because this actually is pretty good. I like the fact it shows the wind flow and the temperatures. We're going to actually go and change the date to tomorrow, and we're going to change that to Tuesday, and we will go and look out throughout the day and see how the day goes. All right, so we'll start off at 11 a.m. All right, 11 a.m. Tuesday, and you can see there's that westerly flow again. Though it looks like along the immediate south shore there'll be a sea breeze, But inland, it's going to be 90 degrees and into the 90s pretty much for most of Long Island except the South Shore, which looks like it'll stay in the upper 70s and low 80s. Again, Jersey is going to be hot as well, 90s. But this isn't the peak heat of the day, so let's go and put it into 230. This is the hottest part of the day here, and you see temperatures except right along the South Shore. It's comfortable. Right around 80. You got to be along the South Shore, South Sunrise Highway. Otherwise, it's going to be hot. Because once you go over there, you're in the 90s pretty much across Long Island, mid 90s. And parts, look at that. I even saw something close to 100 there. So some areas could wind up making a run at 100. Perhaps northern Queens. Yeah, there's that 100 degrees. Northern Queens. And like I said, Toms River, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run at 100 degrees as well, or get very close to it. With these wind, you can see this wind flow is terrible. And then we've got to combine that with the dew points. All right, so if we go and we look at the humidity, we're going to look and combine it with the dew points, and you'll see that the dew points are up into the 70s. So it's going to be very humid. Dew points well into the probably mid 70s. Look at some 77 degree dew points right around. I wouldn't be surprised if they, like as the heat indexes. I wish this would display heat index, but it does. Oh, does it display heat index? It does not. I wish it would, because the heat indexes are going to be very high for tomorrow. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to display that. So now let's go ahead and look at. Now we know it's going to stay warm right through the night. So I'll fast forward it to 7 p.m. tomorrow, and you'll see it's going to be warm right through the night, still into the 80s as the sun sets. And it's probably going to be a very mild, muggy night tomorrow as well, as we deal with this extreme humidity and extreme temperature. And this will hopefully be the last of these heat waves. So let's go into Wednesday now. We're going to look at Wednesday and see how hot it is then. All right, so we'll go to Wednesday. And again, we'll do that 2:30. All right, hottest part of the day around 2:30. All right, let's go ahead and see. And it looks like there's a little more of a sea breeze on Wednesday, so maybe the South Shore will be a little cooler on Wednesday, but it's still going to be hot inland. You can still see 90s across most of Long Island except on the South Shore. And again, as you head inland, it'll be a little, it might be a little better. There might be a little more of a sea breeze. And Toms River, oh yeah, look at that. There was a 101 right over Toms River there. So like I said, I think it may make a run at 100 in Toms River, because Toms River was already hotter than they said it was going to be today. You can bet it's going to be near 100. All right, so, and then the dew points, we go ahead and look at the humidity again, and you'll see the dew points are going to be up there as well. So, again, we have these very high dew points again into the 70s in certain areas. Look like maybe some little lower dew points over Jersey, like 70. It's not going to help much. It's really not. So let's move it along to Thursday if we can. That'll be the last day we'll look at it. Because that should be the last day of this heat wave, hopefully. We have dew points again, very high, 70 degree dew points. Let's go look at the temperature. And you will see here that the temperatures are still hot, and there's no sea breeze. So it's still going to be hot, maybe a little cooler. This is around 2 o'clock. Maybe a little tad cooler than it was on Tuesday and Wednesday, but it's still going to be bad news for everybody. And you can see the front coming through. So there's going to be a front coming through on Thursday, and there also could be some thunderstorm threats with that. So let's go ahead and look at the thunderstorm threats. You can see the thunderstorm threats here are going to be around us on Thursday. But that's the only day we really have, within the next 3 or 4 days, that's the only day we really have a chance of precipitation. So let me rewind this back to Wednesday, and we will go ahead and look again at the temperatures. Alright, so we have, again, this will be in the afternoon, so I'm looking more at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So you see, it looks like Wednesday will be a little better than Tuesday. I think there'll be a little more of a sea breeze. But tomorrow, I think, will be the most brutal, tomorrow being Tuesday. Tomorrow will be the most brutal day for Long Island. However, for folks in Toms River, they're probably going to be dealing with at least 2 days of temperatures that might get close to 100 degrees. Alright, there's one more tool I want to show you here, and this is a tool that they make hard to find now. But I want to show you what the apparent temperature is going to look like. That is the heat index. So what is it going to feel like tomorrow? Well, has temperatures by at 2 o'clock feeling like close to 100 in much of our area tomorrow. So it's going to feel like it's close to 100 degrees when we combine that humidity in place for tomorrow, and as well as we go into Wednesday. So we're looking at least 2 really brutal days ahead, and it's really going to be very difficult to deal with for people. But it looks like we will get better by Thursday. So we're going to have to hang in there. Hopefully this is the last one. I pray it is. All right, so I'm going to end it with a look of all the smoke that has traveled across the area. So we've had smoke over our area today again, so not only was it uncomfortable, but we're also going to be dealing with bad air quality. We're probably going to be dealing with more bad air quality tomorrow, too, from the smoke. So it's going to be really brutal, and you can see all the smoke that has traveled. Look at the smoke. This is smoke here. This is smoke here. The smoke has made it into the United Kingdom now. Look at that. You can see the smoke over the United Kingdom. And this is nuts. I mean, this is definitely not something you're supposed to be seeing. But anyway, that is going to wrap up this weather update. My advice to you, stay indoors if you can. You know, you've got to stay indoors. You can't go outside. If you have to be outside, you go to the South Shore. You have to be on the South Shore. Other than that, it's going to be really dangerous conditions out there. So that's my advice to you. I would definitely stay in, but unfortunately, as you know, I have a little baby air conditioner they gave me that is not going to be able to cope with the heat tomorrow. So I will have no choice but to go out and stay out in air-conditioned places throughout most of the day and probably into the evening. But hopefully this is the last in the summer of hell. I'll have another weather update for you tomorrow night about how hot it got. So that's going to conclude this weather update. Take it easy.